Meghan and Harry have recently launched their new project called The Parents Project. The name in itself causing a stir, as Harry and Meghan are indeed the parents of the world's most elusive prince and princess. They launched their new project with a CBS Sunday morning interview. Whilst the segment was extremely powerful and emotional, something didn't feel quite right. And it became very clear what the problem was approximately halfway through the interview. Let's get to the crunch. Before we jump into the details, this is your gentle reminder to hit the subscribe button. It really helps our channel grow and blossom. The Parents Network is an excellent project. It must be said that Harry and Meghan are onto something. Watching the whole interview, I found I had tears in my eyes, as the tragedies that these poor parents have experienced are unimaginable. It is a wonderful idea to try and raise awareness around this very topic, but are Harry and Meghan the right people to bring awareness to this particular topic? Well, during the interview, I was desperately hoping that neither Harry or Meghan would make the conversation about their own victimhood, but to nobody's surprise, that is just what they did. Now, you could argue that the interviewer was the one who raised the topic, and that it even seemed that Meghan was somewhat surprised by the question.
You had suffered too, personally. And I'm dancing around this because I can see you're uncomfortable with my even going there.
There are, however, a few things that are quite curious about this situation. One, about how the question was raised, and two, about Meghan's reaction. First of all, the interviewer claimed to become aware of how uncomfortable Meghan was when she had raised the question, stating, "I can see you are uncomfortable." And yet, there is no indication that Meghan is uncomfortable with this topic. No expression on her face, no body language indication of discomfort, and nothing said. But also, we know that she is more than comfortable with talking about her own experiences, as Meghan seemed to talk very freely on Oprah without any provocation about this very topic. We also know exactly how Meghan likes to manipulate the media, as demonstrated with her letter to her father. She wanted this letter to be published, and she wrote it with the intention of it being published. It was her own closest aides that worked with her at the time who admitted the scheme. So we cannot trust that when she says something such as, "This is unexpected," or "I wouldn't have assumed you'd ask me about this topic," we can absolutely assume that she knew very much so that this topic was coming.
I understand why you are, though. I wasn't expecting it, but I understand why you are, because there is a through line, I think.
Meghan thrives on having total control over any publicity stunt like this one. If there was indeed a topic that she was not comfortable with, there is no way that the interviewer would even dare ask about it. So we know this topic was cleared before the interview with Harry and Meghan, before Harry and Meghan even came into the room. Yet, Meghan acts pleasantly surprised when the topic is approached. For anyone wanting to believe that the Sussexes are going to do something genuinely for good and not just for the purpose of their own personal gain, well, they were let down at this very moment. Because in answering the interviewer's surprise question, Meghan equates her personal experience after having married one of the richest men in the world and possibly having one of history's most expensive weddings to what these poor parents have gone through, which is the premature loss of their healthy, beautiful children. These two things are not equal. You cannot equate being in the royal family and you can't do everything that you like to do or wear or say normally to losing a child. It is not the same thing.
Because there is a through line, I think, and when you've been through any level of pain or trauma, I believe part of our healing journey, certainly part of mine, is being able to be really open about it.
Now, I have never lost a child, But I cannot imagine that there is anything worse for a parent, or for a person for that matter, than losing a child at any age. How Meghan could even bring up her own personal experience around these poor parents startles me. It's just baffling. And of course, we see how happy she is to talk about it, because she's talking about Meghan, and Meghan's favourite topic, as we know, is Meghan. So it begs the question, are Harry and Meghan the right people to bring attention to this topic? The other problem is that the Duke and Duchess are an extremely divisive couple. They are champions at dividing friends and families across the globe. For such an important, tragic and challenging topic, is the world's most controversial couple the right couple to lead the way on the front line? Lastly, the irony that Meghan Markle, master of social media and self-proclaimed food and fashion influencer, is the correct person to be preaching about the negative effects of social media, reeks of the Sussex's signature move, hypocrisy. Someone said their fan base are one of the worst bullies. If they are not aware of that, they should not be lecturing anyone. They absolutely must be aware of the damage that their fan base have done. They are particularly aggressive, and they have been particularly aggressive towards Catherine, the Princess of Wales, during her battle with cancer. And this is despicable. I don't understand how they have not addressed the problem. They should really be bringing it up, because they are perpetuating it. For people who are preaching about the dangers of bullying on social media, they are really not acting appropriately with their own fan base. Someone else said, I'm not a first responder, I'm a parent on the scene. Somewhere these two never seem to be. It's so true. We often see other people with their children on outings with Meghan and Harry who are childless. Every time they go on an outing, their children are nowhere to be seen. We've seen them at multiple concerts. We've seen them at events where we have other people's children there. We do not have Harry and Meghan's children there. And someone else said, when you have the most aggressive and vile cyber attack group named after you, it's totally hypocritical. Their behavior tells the true story. Yes, once again, they really should address the behavior of their fan base, because it is a fan base that have no standards when it comes to the attacks that they have launched, particularly once again on Catherine, the Princess of Wales. They seem to have no moral compass when it comes to where they should stop. You know, when there are cases of cancer, you probably shouldn't continue pushing your narrative of nasty Kate or where's Kate or whatever rubbish they've come up with, whichever new hashtag they've decided to create. You should probably settle it down, or at least the Sussexes should come out in support of their family rather than their fan base. Hit like if you think Harry and Meghan may be the wrong couple at the forefront of this movement, and tap the notification bell so you don't miss a future episode, and we'll see you down in the comments.